Hello everybody, my name is Sharon George and today I'll be explaining a C++ program to you. So let us take a look at the question first. So that's our question, the fourth one. I hope it's visible. Yeah, the fourth one. Write a C++ program to perform addition and subtraction of two 3D vectors using the structures and function. So the question is simple. You have to add two vectors and subtract two vectors. They are 3D vectors, so they'll have three coefficients, x, y, and z in all three directions of space, and the twist is that you have to use structures and function. So let us see the program. Before that, how do you add two 3D vectors? You have to add the coefficient of the two 3D vectors, right? So if the coefficient of the first function is first 3D vector is a1, b1, and c1, and the second 3D vector is a2, b2, c2, then the addition will be a1 plus a2i plus b1 plus b2j plus c1 plus c2k, right? So let's get into the program. So you begin by including the header file and then by including the standard library file. Now we declare a structure, struct vector. The name is vector, and the structure variable is s, right? Inside the structure I have declared three integer arrays, right? X, y, and z. These are for the coordinates of the vector. So there are two coordinates going to be stored in these array, 0 and 1. In x, the two x coordinates will be stored. In y, the two y coordinates, and in z, the two z coordinates, right? And then we have made use of function. We have declared two functions, add and sub, of return type void, and the parameters are int, and int. This is because we are going to pass the three coordinates through this function, right? And they are of integer data type, right? And then we initialize the main. We begin with the main. Inside the main, I've declared a for loop. This for loop is just for the printing purpose, right? So uh, this will just print in a particular format, right? I've given a here and then I plus 1. So I is 0 in the beginning, so it becomes 0 plus 1. So a1 and then I and then space plus again space and b1, like that, right? I hope you understood that. I'll just build and run it. You can see the right. So that is the purpose, a1i plus b1j plus c1k, right? That's how that cout statement is going to give, right? And it will run two times because once it will be I equal to 0. For I equal to 0 it will run, and then I equal to 1 it will run, and then for the further case it will become false, right? And since x, y, and z are structure variables, so if you have to access them, you'll do it like s dot x of I, s dot y of I, and s dot z of I, right? And then you call the function add of x comma y comma z. That's how you pass the arguments, right? And sub x comma y comma z. And there ends the main. Now let us move on to defining the function. So the return type is void, function name is add, int a, int b, and int c, right? And then you declare three variables inside this function, a1, b1, and c1, to store the addition values, right? a1 is equal to s dot x of 0 plus s dot x of 1. b1 is equal to s dot y of 0 plus s dot y of 1, and c1 is equal to s dot z of 0 plus s dot z of 1. That's simple, right? You add the coordinates of the two vectors, right? And then you display it, right? That's simple. Similarly, for subtraction, the return type is void, sub, int a, comma, int b, comma, int c. Similarly, you declare three variables a1, b1, c1 to store the value of the subtracted thing, and then as you can see here, a1 is equal to s dot x of 1 minus s dot x of 0, b1 is equal to s dot y of 1 minus s dot y of 0, c1 is equal to s dot z of 1 minus s dot z of 0. And then you just display the subtracted value 2 along with the vector. Now, can we just build and run it and see? Right. So my first vector will be 1, 2, and 3. And now it asks for the second. The second loop runs, right? So what if I give 1, 2, and 3 again? So the sum of the two vectors is 2, 4, 6, as you can see, right? 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 3 plus 3 is 6, right? And the difference of the two vectors is 0i plus 0j plus 0. Well, here you can see 0j is coming. That means I made a mistake. Yeah, it should be k here. And here also it should be k, right? We got an error like that. So now let us try with another input, 1, 4, 7, right, and 8, 2, and 6. So the sum of the two vectors is 9i plus 6j plus 13k. That's right, and the difference is also right. As you can see, the minus is also being mentioned here, right? If you want, you can put a bracket here as well. That's fine, but right. So I hope you understood the program. That's it. Thank you.